Hey guys, welcome back to a new The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Thank you so much for joining me because today's episode is story missions, but it's for a different reserve, that is Yukon Valley, Alaska. This reserve includes some of the best story missions in the game, and I personally am in love with them. It has great commentary and amazing landscapes from this reserve. This is going to be an extra long episode full of super intriguing missions that include taking samples, beetle infestations, falling trees, and forest fires. So sit back, relax, grab a snack while you're at it, and enjoy this extra long episode of story missions. Don't forget to hit that like button for more story mission videos because this is only part 1, and hit that subscribe button while you're at it. Click the bell icon so you can get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you so much for your support. Enjoy the video.
Felled trees would be dragged down there. Then teams would strip them down and roll them into the river. Then they'd be bundled up and towed out to the sawmill.
This is the start of the story
Outpost
missions.
sits on top of the old workers' campsite. People
Close
often
that.
struggle to lock these heavy-duty trash cans. But if they leave it just a little bit open, all sorts of trouble could come sniffing around. I think we got lucky this time.
He's in an airplane, by the way.
Thanks for taking care of that. Oh, one last thing. Before you move on, can you take a look at the firewood inside the cabin?
This one. Oh, okay.
This is bad news. These logs have all the signs of a beetle infestation.
Beetle
Let me see
infestation.
if I can check in with the hunters who must have cut the firewood. I have the number for their satellite phone in the log somewhere. I'll get back to you.
Alright guys, so it's actually the very start of the story missions, and it really got some really quick interactive missions, so that's kind of cool. So we're about almost there, so I think we're gonna get up to that outpost, not outpost, the lookout tower, and we'll see what we have to do next after that.
Once you're up top, enjoy the view.
And there's a moose.
These towers are used mostly for fire watch duties. But when I'm at the top of one,
Fire watch.
normally I
duties.
just want to put my feet up and enjoy the tranquility. I haven't had a chance to do that in a long time, though.
Okay, that was a really bad shot. That was embarrassing. Anyhow.
I just
And we're
found
up
the
here.
number. I knew I had it here somewhere. I'll give the hunters who stayed here a call and see what they have to say. I'll call you back in a moment after I've landed.
Okay, yeah, he's in an airplane, so he's gonna land. All that just for 1,000 cash. Not bad.
No answers from the hunters yet. I'll keep
No
trying.
answers.
There's an outpost in the forest to your northwest. If you follow the trail, you'll find it. I have a hunch that... Oh, phone's
And they
ringing.
calmed him
I'll
back.
call you back when I get some answers from these guys about where they cut the wood. Head to the forest outpost in the meantime. I'll bet that's where they were.
Alright, yeah, we're gonna have to go to a forest outpost. I don't know where that is. Oh, it's right here. Okay, we'll have to go there by quad. Alright.
I had a chat with the hunters who chopped the logs you found at Loggers Point.
Just had to get
Turns
off so you
out
can
that the
hear him.
cabin had been out of firewood, so they'd gone looking for a fallen tree to carve up. You are now in the same forest they were when they found our beetle-infested tree.
Beetle infested tree. Okie dokie.
Hey, I see you're near the forest outpost. Once you get up there, take a look in the cabin. There should be a
The
backpack
airplane.
with some supplies in it. When you find it, just grab the whole pack.
I don't know. I think that looks like a mule deer rack, or it can be a blacktail. I don't know. You choose. Yeah, this is actually a hidden outpost that you can't even see from any of the lookout towers. Let's go in the house and see what we have to grab. Pretty sure it's on the table. There it is.
That's the one. Once you're done at the outpost, take a look in the surrounding forest. Can you find any fallen trees in that area?
Let's go over to that mark.
The spruce bark beetles are a massive threat to Alaska's spruce forests at the moment. We haven't been hit as badly compared to some other Alaskan state parks, but I think that it may be time for a quarantine.
Quarantine. Ooh.
Okay, so once you find a fallen tree, I want you to take a look at its bark. Does it look healthy? If so, it's probably not the tree we're looking for. This is the one.
That's the one.
Okay, in that pack you should have a canister of paint and a nozzle attachment. Use them to paint a big pink X on the tree. And let's take a look around to make sure the beetles haven't started to
The
spread.
pink X on the tree.
If you see a spruce in the immediate vicinity of the fallen tree,
We have
mark
these
it.
couple trees.
And our forestry team will come out and take care of it.
And we have
If
this
it's untouched, they can just spray it with pesticides to protect it. If it's
And the
already
last
infested, then they'll cut it down and haul it away for burning. There we go.
Oh,
Another tree.
wow.
I hope we don't need to cut
Oops.
these trees down. This reminds me of my summer break.
I was afraid of this if we went too
My dad
fast.
at work. He was a tree surgeon down in Washington State.
Alright, let's draw the X on this.
I
There we
used
go.
to resent him for making me go out there and work while my friends played back home. Eventually, those trips also included hunting lessons, and that made them my favorite parts of the summer.
I like it when he
That should
talks.
do. I'll get in touch with the foresters. They can investigate the area and cut down what they need to. I'll make sure that they also pick up the firewood at Loggers Point. Don't want to take any chance in care of this. It's becoming a full-on phobia of mine that these beetles are going to destroy the forest here. We sprayed pesticides across the western edge of the forest as a preventative measure earlier this month. But any new chemicals in the air, soil, or water make me uneasy.
Dang, 2,000 cash. Where to? Oh, over here. Okie dokie. Well, I have to go there. I'm gonna go there by quad. Again.
We're going to be grabbing some samples out there.
Let's stop
So
so
one of
we
our
can hear
research
them.
teams can test the pesticides to make sure they aren't having any effect on the ecology. This was actually my wife Sandy's idea. She runs the Yukon Valley Nature Center, so she's working closely with a visiting research team.
Sandy.
Welcome to Yukon Valley's wetlands. The last time I brought both of my daughters here to spot birds, they told me that all the bird spotting in the world wasn't worth the smell. Turned out that a bear had left a rotting moose carcass in the summer sun. I decided to spot birds somewhere else, just in case the bear came back for seconds.
For seconds.
Watch your footing at the water's edge. It
The
can
bear
be
got a
easy to
buffet.
slip and fall in. Just fill one of the containers you have with water. The pesticides we're using on the forest to prevent beetle infestation are effective, but I still have my doubts about the effects on other wildlife. The flats are one of our most biodiverse regions, so I can't risk introducing anything dangerous into the water or the food chain.
Alright, so we're
Can
gonna
you
have
take
to
some
go down
samples
there.
from the water beside the forest first? We sprayed a section of the forest western edge last month, so I want to know if anything has changed since then.
Let's click that.
Nicely done. First time I was
That's it.
there, I misjudged how stable the edge of
now I
the
have to go
pond
all the way
was
over
and
there.
ended up with one leg knee-deep in the water. I was a rookie at the time, and luckily nobody saw it happen. Can you grab a second sample from a body of water slightly further away from the forest?
Slightly. Oh, come on. It's all the way over there. Alright, we're here. Let's go. Ooh, moose. Drink zone.
Great.
There you go.
That should do for water samples. Next up, I need you to find me some animal droppings in this region.
Some
The
animal
musk
dookie.
cave is a hotbed of
Okay.
animal activity, so you should find droppings quite easily.
Let's go find some doo-doo.
That's what we're looking for.
There's one.
Perfect.
That's a moose.
Could you find a sample from a different species as well? It's better to grab a larger sample size
Heard a bison over
while
there,
you're
so we're
already
gonna go.
there in the field.
Yeah, there he is. I actually shot him.
That should do it. Now we'll be able
In
to
the
tell if anything
process.
larger than a fly is ingesting chemicals that we should be worried
Let's go
about.
pick up our bison.
It's hard work wading through the musk cake, huh? I have a spot where you can drop the samples off, and I can easily pick them up. Oh, I just remembered. I've been speaking with my wife about the work you've been doing, and she mentioned a few tasks that she has on her plate that I think you could help her with. I gave her your number, so expect to hear from her.
Side
She's
missions.
working on some very important studies at the moment. Hang on a second. I'm getting a call. Okay, I'm back. Slight change of plans. Before you drop off the samples,
Nice
I
shot.
need you to grab a hatchet from the
Decent
outpost at the western
bison.
edge of the flats. We have a bit of a situation out in the northwest corner of the reserve, and you're perfectly placed to take care of it. It looks like storms have weakened the roots of a tree, which is about to collapse onto the train tracks. Let me know when you grab the
Tree.
hatchet.
And it's
Got
snowing.
the hatchet?
It's cool.
Great. I hope our visitors haven't been using it to open their beans. You're gonna need a nice sharp edge. It's small, but it should do the job. There's a lake just to the north of the flats. I'll be flying over it on my way home. If you drop that stuff off there, I can jump out, grab it, and get it to one of our ecological research teams today, instead of you having to walk around with a bag full of droppings and swamp water.
The thing I really like about Yukon Valley is that it snows and then actually melts. So like you get like two different variations of the really beautiful woods and landscapes. Like I don't know. It like snows and it then like can pile up to where it's like a lot white, like really white. I don't know how to explain it. But it's just so cool how it snows and then it just melts. And it melts and then you have like really cool landscapes with it too. So, yeah. Let's place it in here.
The sample's ready for pickup? Fantastic. I'll be over that way as soon as I can. I really appreciate the assistance.
Where
Hunting
to?
for droppings and wading into swamp water might not be
Wolves.
glamorous or
Ooh.
exciting, but it's part of a massive effort to maintain the balance of life out here. It makes a big difference.
Cool.
You ready to head out to the tracks? Just knowing that tree is hanging over the train track is making me anxious.
Okay, let's go all the way over
It's a
there.
little bit of a hike, but it's worth it to see the rail bridge. Let me know once you've found the tree. With any luck, it won't take you long to clear it out of the way. You're getting close to the tree that's threatening to fall onto the tracks. I'm guessing
Almost there
it was
anyways.
loosened in a recent storm. Yukon Valley tends to get a few lightning storms each summer, but we do a thorough job of preparing. So we only saw a couple of small fires that went out on their own. Some of my team are still recording the after effects of the storms. I've heard reports of huge trees with deep roots that are now at precarious angles and might need to be cut down.
It
We're
might
lucky to
need
have
be
such
cut
isolated
down.
incidents. Other reserves have reported landslides. I've only ever seen one landslide in person, and that was from the air. Even from up there, it was a shocking
Fox.
display of natural
Cool.
force. It was all I could do to land the plane before the storm overtook me.
Caribou. It's a small one.
It's hard to tell what caused this tree to tip over. I guess the big question is how to do this properly. But I trust you
It's
to
so
get the
white
job
and
done.
snowy. I really like it.
I hope you can make do with a hatchet.
It's really white and snowy.
Great work out there. The train is behemoth. I honestly don't think a single tree would do more than dent it in a collision. But I'd rather not take the chance
Snow's
and
melting.
risk a serious accident. Speaking of the train, it's due to pass by at any moment. I'd stay clear of the tracks if I were you. Keeping that railroad open is a big responsibility for us. Not only is it essential for a lot of trade out here, but the bridge brings tourists in from all over the place. I'd like a good picture of the bridge. One that we can put on our website. See if you can snap it while the train is passing over it. That'll look great.
See if we can kill it.
I used to come out to this corner of the reserve with my family. We'd spend long weekends camping.
How?
And I teach my youngest daughter, Kara, how to shoot. My older daughter, Deanna, was still an angry teenager who needed convincing to take part in any activity. She'd always be laughing and having fun by the end of the trip, though.
Okay. You saw nothing.
Those trips are some of my favorite memories. It brought us all closer as a family. Being alone together. Here's me talking about my family. Her birthday was what? A month ago?
Forgot your wife's birthday?
I think I'm probably overdue to take her out somewhere nice. That looks like a good spot to take the photo. That's the shot we needed.
Just one photo.
It's a shame we couldn't catch it with the train on top, but it's still good. I'll send this picture over to Sandy. Her team takes care of the Yukon Valley website.
Yeah, see side missions. I'm not doing those.
Next up, head over to an outpost that we're replacing. Not too far from where you are just now. The cabin was lost in the Yukon forest fire 2 years ago.
Forest
We're
fire.
in the process of replacing it with a temporary trailer.
It's over here.
Equipped with some more modern facilities.
Okay, let's place a waypoint.
Due to the level of damage that was sustained by this area of the reserve,
Let's go over here.
It has attracted several researchers who would like to perform long-term studies in the region. The Yukon Forest will host our first research outpost trial. Oh, and in case you were unaware, Yukon is a native word for wolf.
Wolf.
The fire destroyed part of the forest, but the wolves are still out there.
Yeah, I've heard
I'd
a
make sure
lot
you
about
keep your
that
rifle
forest.
fully loaded at all times while you're in wolf country. I look forward to your call when you find the outpost. Saw the fires that tore through that forest, and I still struggle to accept just how quickly the landscape can transform into smoldering ash. Believe it or not, we got lucky. It could have been a lot worse. Maybe lucky isn't the right word. We lost too much.
What did you lose that was so much? Well, we're about to find out. Replaced it with a trailer.
This is the Basri Memorial Outpost. Or at least it will
Basri
be once you get it
Memorial.
up and running.
Okay.
Ranger Crawford has
Memorial.
left the supplies that we need for the finishing touches. He was going to set it up himself, but his wife went into labor just as he got here, so he had to rush back to town. The workstations look like they're ready to go.
It's a shiny
If
generator.
this trial goes well, we might see more researchers setting up camp across the reserve. For now, though, let's get things powered up. The supplies will include fuel for the generator.
It's a cool little place.
Just stick a little fuel in the generator and fire it up.
Got the fuel.
And we're in.
That's so loud.
Good. I'll let our
Go away
researchers
from
know they're welcome to visit when they're ready. Of course, you can sleep here and restock your supplies, just like any other outpost.
And a stop. That's good. 4,000 cash? What?
The outpost is just the first part of our restoration efforts. The supplies should contain a couple of things that you're going to need for your next job. planting new saplings.
Saplings?
Take the bag of spruce
over here.
saplings and the shovel, and let me mark a spot for you on
There
your
it
map.
is. Okay, we're gonna go over there. Right
It's
over
a tough
here.
road ahead for this part of the reserve. The fire burnt away a huge chunk of the forest. But with any luck, a program of replanting will gradually bring life back. I hope to see it happen in my lifetime.
I'm gonna take the quad and we're gonna drive over there. And well, this will probably be the last part of these story missions for this episode. And then we'll continue with more later in future episodes.
I was in Yukon forest during the night of the fire. We predicted a few spots as potential fire sites.
So they were here when it
and we're doing
happened.
our best to prepare. But there were too few of us and too much ground to cover. I sent most of the team away when the storm rolled over us. It was getting too dangerous.
Let's go walk over and plant our trees.
You're in the right spot.
I don't know how many we have
I
to
haven't
plant.
been out to that corner of the reserve for quite a while now.
1, 2, 3.
3 saplings should be enough for now. Can you see the shell of the old tree?
No.
It
Where?
was the first casualty when it was struck by lightning.
Oh, right here.
And went up in flames.
Okie dokie.
We lost more
Ooh.
than the trees that night.
It's a walkie-talkie.
It took less than 5 minutes for the blaze to take hold and travel towards us. Our rookie trooper, Omid Basri, was the only one not accounted for. Basri! Where are you? When I found his radio, a part of me knew straight away that we'd lost him.
Oh no.
I wanted to go further in and look for him, but the fire was impenetrable. The wall of heat was advancing and I couldn't stay there. I just made it out before the fire consumed where I'd been standing seconds before.
Oh man.
We went back as soon as the fires had died down and started looking. We found him. But it was as we'd feared. The outpost
he
here is
passed away.
dedicated to him. We all take a special interest in overseeing the restoration of the area where we lost him.
The Basra Memorial,
Naturally, it was
like
a
I
tough
said.
time for the whole team. But it brought us closer together. We supported each other and Basri's family.
That's good.
You do what you can, right?
Yeah.
We devoted ourselves to our work, and we worked to ensure it never happens again.